Hey guys, it's Joanna, and I have been working on putting my warm-up that I normally use in my pole classes into a little floor-based exercise program that you can use, which will be a great little workout on its own. A bit of a cardio, core, shoulder, glute, ab strengthening session, but also a great warm-up for anything that you might be going to do, whether that's stretching or a little bit of pole practice or any activity that you're about to do. So just a couple of things, there are a few options in some of the exercises. If you have any issues with your wrists, you can grab, like, push-up bars are great. You can get them really cheaply from like Kmart, or you can put a little bit of a rolled up towel just under your hands, so that will soften the angle of your wrists when you're in that position, so just under that sort of heel of your hand there, so that raises you up a little. I was going to say, just make sure you're engaging all your core and everything through all these exercises. If you're unsure of anything, please drop me a line and ask, and let's get stuck into it. So let's start facing nice and wide, relax your shoulders. Let's go head to the side and standing nice and tall. A couple more and last two, and up and down we go, forward and back and down, and up, lift your chin, and back, and lift, and up, lift, and back. Last one of those, let's roll the shoulders, big squat, and knees over your toes, and down. And knees right out of your toes, and roll, and 7, and 8, hold it down, there we go, and squeeze, and down, squeeze up from under your butt, and out, and lift, and go taller, and squeeze the shoulder blades too, and up, and knees out over the toes, up, and down, and squeeze. And back, make sure those knees are pointing back over the toes, not forward on the little pulses. And 2, and 3, and 4, 4 more, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and stay down. And we're going knees back. Press as if you're pressing back against the wall. 4, 5, 6, squeeze the shoulder blades, 7, and 8, and let's go up for slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Give your legs a shake. Give them a little shake out there. Wobbly. And 8. And we're just going to go step and tap. Big step to the side. For all those people that don't have much coordination, we'll make it slowly add on. 2. And arms out to the side, push the wall away. And we add circles. Make sure you're circling right from that shoulder. Keep the shoulder blades engaged, so squeezing up between the shoulder blades. And other way, bigger step, step, and step, step, and 5, and 6, and 7. Let's keep going, thumbs tucked in, and 1, and 2. Big strong arms, and 4. Make them bigger if you can. 7, and 8 other way, and circle. 2, and 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Let's stay here. Let's stay here and go tap. Yep, you got that one. And tap and back. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze and squeeze. And bigger, bigger. Big push back. 4, 6, 7, add an arm as we go out. And 2, 3, and 4, and stretch. And 6. We're going to pull it in, you go, now pull, pull. Can you coordinate that? 6, 7, 8, we change them back. 2, 3, 4, alternate your arms, make them nice and strong. 7, 8 more, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strong arms, 7, changing sides and back. 2, 3, 4. Really squeeze the shoulder blades, make those biceps engaged. 2, and 1, 2, 4, and 5, 6, the arms. We go out, pull. Grab them by the hair and kick them in the guts. 1, 2, 3, pull. Ha, ha. 7 and 8 and back. Hope you got that changeover. And out and in. Use your breath. One more, out, pull. Ha, ha, ha. Woo. You're going there. Give your legs a little shake out. We're going to be puffed out. Okay. Alright, so we're moving on. We're going to do an arm swing. And as we do that, we're going to swing forward and up and turn that palm out to the side. Tummy's in. Really open up through the shoulders. And then we come back. Ready to go. And swing and up. Back. Swing, squeeze your glutes. Go down, squeeze your glutes to stand up. You can make it bigger if you like, going down. And down. Squeeze. So really open up that shoulder. And 8. And 8. And 7. Bigger. Can you touch the floor? I lost count. Let's go into this position here. We're going to go into a lunge. We're going to hold that position and we're going to do big circle. 2, 3, 4. See my palm is out. 6. Squeeze those glutes. And 8. Lift tall and light. 2, 3, 4. Push that front knee out a little bit. 6, 7, 8. Stay there. 2, 3. Arms up, tuck the tail under. 6, 7, 8. Press the calf down, have a little calf stretch. See if you can tuck those hips under. If you're not as long in the Achilles as me, which not many people are, you can bring that foot in a bit closer. Tuck the hips under. The leg that's back is the arm that's lifting. And we take a tricep stretch. So tuck those tails under. Lift up through your chin, watch your ribs don't flare. Now I have to remember how we did on that side to do it again. So let's go, we're going with that swing. We're going swing, and swing. And make it bigger if you can. Nice big squat, knees out of the toes. Touch the floor if you can. And down, and squat. As low as you can. 5 and 6 and 7. I think 4 more and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and hold it here. Lunge. So sitting back into that back heel. Toe, sorry. Push the front knee open. Squeeze your glutes. And we go. Circle. 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, other way and back. 2, keep those hips still, tummies and glutes engaged. 5, lift tall. 7, 8, bring that leg in a little. Press it down. Watch your butt so stick out, tap the tail under. Lift up that arm. Same arm as the back leg. And take it into a stretch. Ribs are down, tail tucked under. And breathe. So let's go down to the floor. We're going to take a nice big breath in. Reach to the ceiling, folding all the way down, rolling down. Let's go to the floor. We're going to take a nice big breath in. Reach to the ceiling. Keep really tall as you let your arms come down and roll down through your spine. And then walk your hands out into a plank. And we're just going to lower the knees down for a second. And we're going to do a big cat stretch. Push up out of your arms. Feel your heel of your hands drag towards your knees. And you breathe out and you curve. And keep pushing up out of your arms as you pull the floor apart and push up through your chest. Try not to sag. And then pushing away. And then you push up out of your arms and pull the floor apart. Push your chest forward back. So squeeze back under those armpits. Pull the heel of your hands to your knees. And go a little faster. And we go curve. And push and pull. And curve. And push and pull, knees a little wider, and we're going to go circle around through the ribs and all the way down. And then you're going to circle, push back and then side and then forward. And you can add a head circle if you can coordinate that. Head goes the same way as the hips. Circle, around, other way, and circle. Keep just going the body if you can, and push. The whole spine is moving, not just the upper back, not just the lower back. Curve, and round. One more, curve, and around. Let's give the wrists a little rest by going straight onto our elbows. Make sure that you're not letting your shoulders there, pushing up out of the floor. Pulling your elbows almost slightly back towards you. Look past your hands, bring your weight right forward. And you can stay here on your knees if you need to. Otherwise, up into your toes. Let's hold that plank position. Okay, so looking forward past your hands, squeeze your glutes. Keep those tummies zipped up all the way out like an inner corset, like a sling. And just holding that there. Good, so squeeze up from between those shoulder blades. Don't let your ribs sag. If you can, lifting one leg, lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. And lift. Keep squeezing up between those shoulder blades. Keep those tummies in. And squeeze your glutes, especially on that standing leg to support you. And then the lifting one to lift it. And last one. And back. We turn straight to our sides. If this is too much for you, you can bend the bottom leg. Okay, so if you're on your knees, bend the bottom leg. Reaching up, make sure this hand is under you. You're squeezing up under that armpit. You can do flat hand or open. Turn that shoulder so you wrap it underneath. Holding here. This is a bit more stable if you need that front, top foot in the front. If you can add on, you're going to lift this leg. How high can you lift it? Oh. Up to you. Hold that there. Squeeze your glutes on that bottom side. Lift under that hip, waist, rib, and armpit. Put the foot down. Coming all the way back to the front, to the plank. Hold that there for a few more breaths. Shift your weight slightly forward. Squeeze up between the shoulder blades and through the tummies. And then turn to the other side. So really squeeze and lift up under that armpit. Lift your arms to the ceiling. Tuck the hips under. Squeezing as much as you can. Lift up under that whole underneath side. Then you lift the leg. Make sure you haven't sagged. Keep lifting up. Keep squeezing up to flatten that shoulder blade. And then how high can you lift that leg? And then coming all the way back. All the way back into the middle. And then lowering your knees to the floor. Lowering yourself down. And we're going straight into a little back extension. We're going to roll the shoulders back. We're going to press through the forearms and just come up onto the elbows. Watch your tummies don't sag, so draw them up under your ribs. Stay here, roll your shoulders again and push. We're going to turn the thumbs to the ceiling and then out to the side. Active legs. So see how my knees are off the floor. So I'm not just dropping. I'm going to squeeze my glutes. Tummies in, and I'm going to do little pulses to the side. Squeeze between the shoulder blades and your hand. 8 and 7 and 6. Breathe out. Tummies lifting, long necks. 5, 6. I kind of backwards and forward. 7 and 8. Coming back to the front. You can stay here and repeat, or we come up a little bit higher, or a lot higher, by pushing up your arms. Roll your shoulders until you push the floor away. If you want to go straight arms, but this is too much, bring your arms a little further forward. And we're going to hold that there. Squeezing like you're turning the arms. So even here, see if you can feel like your thumbs can just gently lift off the floor. Really getting that wrapping and lifting through the top of the head. If you're on your elbows, add those little pulses again. Otherwise here we're going to do a little squeeze under the armpit. And 2. And 3, like I'm wrapping my t-shirt sleeve under. And 5, 6, tummies lifting. Long spine, 7 and 8. Lowering all the way down towards the floor. All good? Okay, so let's take a little quad stretch here. Bring your hand under your head. Knee, foot towards your bottom. Doesn't have to touch because I want your knee off the floor. Roll that shoulder back. This is more important, the knee off the floor, than touching your bum and letting that raise up through your hip. So keep the hip down, shoulder back, and then see if you can lift through that knee. Reaching the knee past you. Now you can stay here if you like, otherwise we're pressing up into our back extension again. So we're coming up onto either. You can go small, we're going to bring the hand to the other side of the foot. You can come just onto the forearm here, or you can come up onto your elbow a little higher, or you can push all the way up into a straight arm. Roll that shoulder back, push your foot into your hand, and see if you can almost feel like you're trying to stretch that leg up towards the ceiling. And we get that length through the whole front of the body. And then coming all the way down. Other side. So, don't worry if your foot doesn't touch your bum. We want to have no line under that hip flexor. Try and roll that shoulder back. Bring your knee off the floor, reach it away from you. And tap those pubic bones to the floor. And then we change it. We bring the hand to the inside of the foot. So if you're pole dancer, it's a bit like your Superman position. So we want to make sure that shoulder is open though. So you've got a few levels here. You've got just on the forearm. You're coming up a little bit higher, or you're pushing all the way up, depending on your flexibility and what feels right for you. But keep those tummies lifting up under the ribs. See if you can open up through that shoulder, front of the chest. Lift up. The knee off the floor if you can, but make sure that you're not collapsing through your back. Squeeze under that armpit on that supporting side. This side is harder for me. Lift your head to the ceiling. And then coming all the way back down. So let's keep going with some arms. We're going back into a plank position, this time onto your hands and knees. And then up onto your toes. So spread your fingers. Even here, think about that little wrapping. I want to be able to see my elbow pit. And my elbows will be facing towards my knees. And we're going to press up into a downward dog. So push the floor away, lift through your hips, and don't look towards your knees. See how that makes me round? I'm going to push and look just down in the middle there. Pressing my armpits to the floor and pushing my butt to the ceiling. I'm aiming for a straight back, so not collapsing. Not rounding, so we're going long spine, lifting up through those sitting bones. If you can then, press your heels to the floor. If you can't do that without rounding, soften your knees slightly, but really focus on that length, pushing away and pressing your armpits to the floor. I'm going with straight legs. From there, we're going to come forward. It's not a downward movement. I'm going to push up out of my arms and come forward to a plank position. Really feel that wrapping and lifting under the armpits. And then I'm going to go back. I'm just moving at my shoulders and my hips. My back is going to stay long. My core is staying engaged. I'm going to come forward. So I reach from the top of my head to my heels all the way. And then I'm going to push and lift my hips to the ceiling. And then going again, and we come forward, go for length. And then go lift. And then go length. And then go lift through those hips. And then go back to here. Bring one hand in a little bit, turn. You can keep that top leg over the front, squeeze up under that armpit. We bring this foot on top if you can, a little bit harder to balance. Woo. Can you add the lift again? Lifting up out of that underneath side. Make sure you're pushing away so you're not got too much weight onto that wrist. And then we bring the foot to the front. We lift up and we lift all the way up through the underneath side, and we're going to come under here. And then we're going to lower the hips, but not all the way. I'm going to keep my arms straight. I'm going to lift my head to the ceiling and just lower my hips. And then I'm going to exhale to come up. Lower option of this, as before, is with the knee down. Probably better than on the elbows, actually. And we're going to inhale to come down. So this is my lower version. Still lifting through this side. And then up. One more time. And then lower. And then lift. And then we come all the way back to the front. And let's lower in 8 counts. We're going to bring elbows to the hips. You can lower your knees if you need. Nipples past your fingers. We're going 1, 2. Keep those tummies in. Take your arms around to one corner, a big stretch there. You can turn under that arm that you're turning away from. And then the other side. Reach to the other side, yeah. And around. Okay. We'll swing around. We're going back onto our toes. Here we go. Tap the toes under. We're going to our side plank. And we're turning. You can have that foot in the front, or you can balance it here. You can try a little leg lift. Make sure you're pushing away and lifting under that underneath side. Squeeze those glutes. Alright, so let's take that into our side bend. Remember, you can bend the bottom leg if you need. And we're going to head to the ceiling, lifting up. I'm not trying to drop, I'm going to push up. And then I'm going to push with my arm and lift under that hip, waist, rib and armpit. 2 more. And we go down with the hip but up to the ceiling. I'm pushing with my arm. I'm lifting through my spine. And push. 1 more, you can have an extra big reach over. And then 1 more, I'm going down through the hip, up with the head, lift. And then push away. All the way over. Okay, coming back to the front. This time, we're going to bring 1 knee to the chest. Watch those shoulders. And then back. And in. And then back. And in. And then back. And let's just go a little faster. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3. Keep the weight pushing up out of your arms. 2 more, lots of 8. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 8 more. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That will do. I feel my triceps working. This is a great warm-up. I'm enjoying this. I hope you are too. Let's just go onto our backs. We're going to start with the feet on the floor. We're rolling the spine up off the floor. So we're going to go. Tuck your hips under, rolling up. All the way, 1 vertebra at a time. And then you're rolling all the way back down. So take a big breath in. As you breathe out, tuck the tail between your legs. Zip up or button up through the front of the body. Ribs are in. Pubic bone as high as you can. Lift up through those glutes. So you're trying to tilt the pelvis as much as you can. And then rolling all the way back down again. Let's do 2 more like that, then we're going to change it. We're going to go rolling all the way up. And then squeeze those glutes and reach through your knees and rolling all the way back down again. 1 more. Make sure you're nice and long before you start. And rolling up. And rolling all the way down. Let's try it with the feet off the floor. And from here, we're going to roll up. Same thing, I'm not trying to lift, I'm trying to roll up. Use my abdominals, press my arms into the floor and roll my spine. I'm trying to go hips to the ceiling. I'm not collapsing, I'm going to go up. And then I'm going to roll back down again. Let's go legs tracing together, at least heels if you can. And we're going rolling. I'm going to try and tuck the tail under first. So I'm tilting my pelvis to roll up. Inhale here. And then push up through the back of the hips and roll back down again. All the way to the floor. And 1 more, and rolling up. So we're going to add on again. Use your abdominals. Push away, tummy's in. Squeeze those shoulder blades. And in, and then you've still got this roll. So that's your bent leg version. If you can straighten the legs, we're going to lower. Make sure your back doesn't arch. You're only going to go lower, maybe halfway. Lower, squeeze your glutes, tummy's in, and lift. And now we're going to go roll over, and I'm going to try and make my feet go to the wall behind me, not the floor. And then I'm going to roll myself back down again. And we're going to add on to that a little bit. We're going to go down, and then up. And we're going to roll over. And then you're going to separate your feet, whether the legs are bent or straight. Doesn't matter, push through your heels. Push through that tailbone, and roll down. Keep pushing through the heels. Push, push, push. And then circle and come back to the middle. Again like that. And we roll up and over. Use your abs. Curl. Flex your feet and put them apart. Push those heels. Push through that tailbone to the ceiling. And keep pushing as you roll your spine down without letting your shoulders come forward. And we're going to reverse. What's the reverse? It means rolling all the way down to the floor. And then little half circle and open. Last one, and roll. And flex, pushing up through that lower back. Push the heels together, push away, even if the knees are slightly bent. I'm still pushing up, I'm not collapsing. Pushing and rolling all the way back down again. Excellent. Alright, so let's come up to standing. We're just going to do a roll over. So it's a nice stretch. And then coming all the way forward and stretching glutes. Let's do this a couple of times. And we'll take it into a standing up, changing legs. Even here, pushing up. So try and get those tummies in. And forward and stretch. And again, roll. Change the legs. And forward. Stretch right forward. Last one. And back. I'm going to stand up. So cross your legs. And up you come. Right, so we're going to finish with a lovely little body roll, arm circle, hip stretch. So we're going to inhale, circle the arms, squeeze those glutes, and then lift your chest to the ceiling, trying to lift up through the upper back. And then we're going to chest leading to roll all the way forward, and then rolling up, using those abdominals and squeezing your glutes, and we go up. Lift your chest, and then exhale. And then scooping it through the tummy. I'll face sideways so you can see what my back is doing. We're going to make sure our knees go over our toes. We're going to squeeze the glutes as we go. Lift through your chest, so try not to let your back, lower back sink. And we lift through the upper back. And we circle the arms and we lead through that sternum, through the breastbone as you come forward. And then you curl and you come all the way up. And again, up. Big circle of the arms, lift through your chest, lift through that sternum, and then lead with it. Rolling all the way up, watch your shoulders, use your abdominals, and doing that one more time. Up, lift through your chest, circle, and roll, leading through that chest, and coming all the way back up again, squeezing those glutes and tummies. And then let's bring our hands on our knees, and we're going to push one shoulder forward. And just really use this hand to push that knee back. I prefer fingers up. If you prefer fingers down, that's okay. Just watch that does make the shoulder roll a little more. But as long as you're pushing that knee back, you need to stretch to that inner thigh. And then other side. So push this shoulder forward, push the knee back. You can move a little bit. I like to sort of rock a little bit, maneuver myself into position, relax that inner thigh. Push that shoulder forward, add on a little bit more. We're going to bring this other elbow on the knee as you push this one out, so you can go a little bit deeper. Try and drop your sitting bones to the floor and let that shoulder roll right forward as far as you can. You can even look over the back leg or the back, over to the back wall. And stay here. Now we're going to push with that arm, so you stretch up through those obliques, through your waist. And you're going to lift your chest, pushing the knee open. So we're opening up through those inner thighs, your adductors. We're stretching through the waist, the obliques. And then let's change sides. So elbow on the knee, coming forward. Push that knee back. Try and relax this inner thigh if you can. So let your hips sink. And then pushing up. So look up and forward. Push the knee back. Lift up through your waist. And then just coming down. And if you can rest your hands on the floor here, we're just going to bend. And then you're going to stretch and push up through the back of the thighs. We turn sideways to you. So we're going to bend, and I want to make sure I'm not pushing forward. I'm going to try and sit back. I'm going to relax my hips, let my head hang. Don't worry if you can't touch the floor. You can rest your hands on your legs, or you can just let them hang here. Or holding on to something again. So bend, and then as you push up through the back of the thighs. And then I'm going to not let my shoulders collapse. I'm going to push through my chest as well. And make my back nice and long as I relax my neck. And bend. And stretch. And if you're here, you might be higher than me. You might be like this. I'm going to try and keep my back straight as opposed to rounded. So I'm not hunching. So I'm always pushing up through those hamstrings, down through the heels. So if you can, let your head drop down. We're still going for squeezing between the shoulder blades as you push your sitting bones to the ceiling. We go bend. And stretch. And bend. And stretch, pushing forward through the chest. Back up through those sitting bones. I'm not pushing from my back, I'm pushing from my hamstrings. I'm just going to hang here. Now you can let your head drop. I keep pushing up through the back of the legs. You can swing a little bit if you like. Look at your bum. And then you can bend your knees and roll yourself all the way up to standing. And I think you're warm, ready to go on to whatever activity it is that you would like to do.